Looks good.
Can you hear me?
Hey, now I can.
Okay, awesome. I'm trying to figure out why the camera's not popping up. There we go.
There you are.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
Oh, doing fantastic. Thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. This WZRD Chicago, 88.3 FM. We're here with Timothy Smoo. So nice to meet you,
You as
Mr.
well.
Just Smoo.
Yes, Moot works.
Cool. I heard you got that nickname around high school. What was like a good friend of yours or who gave it to you?
Hey, you got all the inside information. Yeah, back in high school, I had a friend named we called him Smale, and him and a buddy named Sean McCoy, they started calling me Smoo. I guess that it was just the sound that my energy attracted, if you will. And it kind of stuck. And I mean, 47 now, and most people know me by Smo.
Yeah, I think only cool kids have have like nicknames that they didn't give themselves. Uh, I heard that you were pretty cool. You were so cool that you got kicked out of your choir class or band class.
Oh, so I started music at a young age, and I was playing the alto saxophone actually in the junior high school band, and I was in there for 3 years. And well, in seventh grade, we caused a lot of mischief. We would pee on the conductor's wand and throw food across the room and switch our instruments. And well, after one crazy experience, me and my buddy Tim Minnick, who had played with in a bunch of other bands over the years, we were asked not to return to the school band, and that was really the precipice for myself picking up the bass guitar and switching over to rock and roll.
Oh, that's awesome. Hell yeah, rock and roll. I yeah, and then you had a band in high school and that what lasted a couple years there.
Yeah, so I've been doing, like I said, music most of my life. Back in high school, had a few different bands, but the band that really launched things for me was an art rock collective called the Minotaurs of P, or MOP for short. And we all grew up out in Palos Park, Palos Heights, Southwest Chicagoland area. And we would just record music all the time back on like the Tascam 8 tracks back in the day. And we'd record this really out there music. We were really influenced by the band Ween, and they were really the soundtrack to our psychedelic revolution, if you will, back in the early 90s. So we'd record this crazy music, and we'd go around and do what we called challenge routes and go drive through the woods of Payless, listening to the crazy music that we had created. And along with that, we had a whole mythology and a language we developed called Schwarkum that we would speak, and it was pretty wild. And a lot of the guys that I played with in those guys back in MOP, I played with in another band called 40 Piece Choir, which was really my initial rise to infamy in Chicago as a musician, if you will. 40 Piece Choir played from 97 through 2007. We were having record release parties and headlining, selling out like the Metro in Chicago, release parties at the House of Blues, and pretty much cut my teeth in Chicago with the folks in 40 Piece Choir. And that had people like Tim Minnick, Ed Anderson, Mike Jasinski were in that band that were also a part of Bop and also other larger indie rock groups like the 1900 Mazes, Chicagoland area.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, you definitely played a lot of places here. Um, and it says you're you guys did a little bit of 50s rock and roll at the time. Am I
That's
wrong?
the final 40-piece choir album. So we put out 4 albums as a collective, and the final one, we kind of had more of like a 50s rock theme on some of the songs, but overall, the music from 40-piece choir was, ranged from kind of like a psychedelic Americana sort of group. And yeah, a bunch of music available on Spotify or any of the streaming networks. And it's 40 Squire that's spelled out, not the numeral.
Awesome. And I saw a video of you playing with your band now, the Boog Crew. And I see your guitar, the thing I'm thinking of, I don't know the name of it, but it's right there on that side of you. It's this big long almost guitar. And
Oh, the it's NS CR5 electric upright bass.
oh yeah, it's gorgeous.
Thank you. Yes, I started playing upright bass back in, say, 1998, I believe. Went to Columbia College, studied jazz performance. Looks like I froze up on the screen there. But so I used to bring out, I've got a 1930K upright bass, big wooden bass, but it would require me to have a van or be traveling with a trailer. So I picked up the NSEUB, I don't know, maybe about 5, 6 years ago, and it's just a lot easier to transport. You see people like Les Claypool playing them or Tony Levins and stuff like that. So great instrument. And yeah, I utilize that with the Boog Crew quite a bit. The Boog Crew is the current band that I've been playing out with. And again, we're a Ween tribute band, and like I had mentioned earlier, Ween was a big influence on me growing up. And after touring with the band as a fan for the last, I don't know, since like 2016, I've been out there pretty regularly. I needed to figure out how can I become more attached to the music, and I thought, well, why not just learn it and start doing our renditions of the Weena catalog? So yeah, so that's the my upright bass, the EUB, and we do use it with the Boog Crew and Ween's bassist, Double Dip Dave. He doesn't actually play upright bass with the band, so it's something that I kind of bring to the table to bring our own kind of nuances to the music of Ween.
Very cool. Yeah, so you get give your own little spin on it, you think?
Absolutely.
And yeah, what is so it's just sort of something that's been inside you since you're young and has really impacted you. Is there, and when you were with them, like, did you follow them around, if not open for them, or were you, um,
No, I was out there just as a fan, going from show to show. So I still do. I shouldn't say was. Still love catching as many shows as I can. Not out there quite as often these days, but you know, quite a bit of shows over the years, all over the country.
that's cool, Die Hard groupie, which is, it's just how you gotta show love, I think. How And then what is your I was just thinking because you've been through so many musical bands, groups, genres. What's like the hardest part about being a traveling musician or just being in the music industry for you?
I think walking that line between being a family man and being a working musician, definitely not easy for any of the partners of any band member, especially when there's children involved and musicians are out on the road playing, makes it difficult. When my kids were younger, I was playing quite a bit with a funk hip hop group called Fifth World, and yeah, we were gone quite a bit, and definitely made the marital life not so easy. Because you're out there playing gigs and you're not at home. So it leaves a lot of that work on your partner. So
What
actually.
is what is the remedy to that? Because I know that you and your wife got rekindled with your romance and kept the love alive. So how do you keep that? How do you keep that going
I
between
think
you
it's
two?
a lot more of having open conversations with each other and me not just booking, tons of gigs and telling her what's going to happen instead of bringing her into the conversation,
Oh,
which
that's thoughtful.
which is probably say the way that it should have been done the first time, but yeah, you gotta sometimes make some mistakes to learn some lessons.
She came back, you're meant to be. How are your kids doing?
Kids are doing great. I've got a 17-year-old son, Nija William McCarthy, and a 13-year-old daughter, Maya Butterfly McCarthy. And yeah, they're in a high school and junior high, and they just got done for the year. So yeah, fun.
Do they know what you do? Are they interested in music as well? Or do you ever take
Oh
them to a
yeah,
show?
they come out when I do all ages shows, they come out to that. And when the kids were younger, I used to own a music festival up in I was in one of the owning partners for a music festival called Jammin' on the Wolf, which we did from I think it was '09 through 2013 up in Langlade, Wisconsin. And that was a 3-night camping music event. And they would come up there as kids. And my son, he'd be driving around the golf carts. He was like 5 or 6 years old. And he would commandeer my golf cart and take off. And he'd come back and he'd have like grassroots hats and all this stuff that all the vendors would give him because, they'd pull up and he'd be like, yeah, my dad owns this festival.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so pretty wild and cool. Yeah, but yeah, my son he plays a little bit of acoustic guitar. He did drum lessons for a few years. But music's not his main bag. And my daughter, she played the flute for a while, but again, she's more into cheerleading and doing gymnastics and things of that. So I just try to support whatever their endeavors are because they know what's right for them.
That's awesome. I know my mom told me that kids aren't little yous, they're just little thems,
Mom, smart lady.
I was listening to a couple of these songs. They're so good. I like that they're like they're easy to listen to for sure. They're fun. Like you can dance or you could just like chill and vibe with them in the background. So I've played some of your music today. It's very enjoyable. Mollusk is hilarious. What is that for you?
Well, the mollusk is one of the probably more well-known and appreciated Ween songs and albums, if you will. It's the title song off of an album that came out in 1997, I believe, and it's actually one of my favorite Ween albums. The song itself, with the crazy kind of flute-esque keyboard parts going on and the chanting of the yes, 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 no, no, no's. Totally fun to perform. I think people just instantly relate to it. And I think everyone's got that wandering eye that's referenced with the mollusk in there. If you haven't listened to much Ween, it would definitely be the album that I would recommend to hop onto first. It's filled with sea shanty sort of songs, and it was actually what inspired the SpongeBob SquarePants cartoon to be created. The guy that created SpongeBob had listened to the mollusk and wrote the whole thing based off of that.
Oh,
And
that is so cool.
Ween actually did a song for the show uh, called Loop De Loo about learning to tie.
Loop de loo and switch.
Yes, you know it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's about tying your shoes. That's so cool. I remember that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I sent over few cuts from a live performance we had done back at Magoo's Bar and Grill back last January in Bedford Park. So you mentioned that you had played the Mollusk. Was there anything else that made it onto the radio?
Yeah, I was playing let's see, I have them here. I played the Mollusk first, then I played I Fell in Love Today, which is very romantic, sway. Um, Zoloft was a super fun song. Then we did Transdermal Celebration. That was exciting. And Ice Castle seemed to not have very many words, but the music was very dreamlike, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, very, very powerful. It's the Ice Castles into the final alarm, and Ice Castles is instrumental. And towards the end of the final alarm, he gets some lyrics on there, and it's very high energy and energetic and fun.
So did you write Zoloft or
No, no, all the songs with the Boog Crew
okay.
were written by Ween. Yeah, like I said, we're a Ween tribute band. So I wish I could take the credit for writing those masterpieces. Those were not from my mind. Those are just me paying a tribute to Ween, my favorite band.
That's so cool. How was and then do you have any shows coming up soon in the city?
Yes, we do. Thank you for asking. Our next show is actually in Chicago. It's June 22nd at Subterranean. It's being thrown by the promoters Sold Out Events. And yeah, we're going to be playing there from I think 11 to 12 or 11:30 to 12:30. It's triple bill. It's to be a lot of fun. After that, we're going to be back out in the South Side at the Quarry Ballroom in Thornton, Illinois. Really cool venue. And a buddy of mine, Brian D. Young, who was the drummer from 40 Piece Choir, and a whole bunch of other prolific bands that he's been in. You should probably have him on the radio show sometime. But he rehabbed this place. It was like a 1920s speakeasy. Al Capone had roots there, and he rehabbed the whole building. It's right over by the quarry off of I-80. So that's on the 29th, and we're actually going to be doing a really extended 3-hour set there, and it's all ages, and they've got great food there. And then we're back in Chicago again on July 5th at Bourbon on Division over in Wicker Park.
Yeah, that's a great place.
Yeah, so those are the immediate shows coming up. And if anyone's looking to go out to a great music festival, August 3rd and 4th, we're going to be out in Michigan at the Grateful Bear Campout, which is also thrown by Sold Out Events as well. So lots of fun stuff going on. And if you go to our Facebook page, the Boog Crue, that's Boog, Crew is Crue. Follow us there. We post all of our shows up there, put invites out there, and let everyone know what's going on.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's I'm definitely gonna go to the Subterranean one because I live in the area. So I was like, oh, and I love Sub T. Um, that's so exciting.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll put you on the guest list.
Thank you. It'll be nice to meet you in person.
Absolutely.
Dance.
That's actually where Melissa and I met. My partner at Subterranean. I was playing with 40 Piece Choir back in 2000 there, and she had driven up because a friend had said, "Hey, there's this band I think you should check out." And she was at the show and came up after the show and said, "I love your music. When can I see you play again?" And I said, "I'm gonna put my bass away and I'm gonna come back and tell you about this party I'm having." And that's how we met.
Oh my gosh, and that was you said 2000, you said?
2000, yeah. Yeah.
2000, and you were born in 97 or no, 77. So that made you only 23.
Yeah.
So that was young love. And wow, so much stuff you've done. Love for music. It keeps following you, huh?
All of us have this energy within us. When you're an artist, I feel like you end up realizing that you're really just a conduit and that the energy is just already existing there. I call it the blue energy net. So I let it radiate through me, and it's been my guiding force my entire life.
Wonderful. I'm so glad that your energy's found its way to me.
Well,
This is,
thank
yeah, you're so welcome. I got this beautiful opportunity to interview you today. And once again, your next show is going to be June 22nd.
Correct. Saturday, June 22nd at Subterranean.
All right. And then Facebook, the Boog Crew on Facebook page, and that's where you post all your content for your next shows.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Is there anything we didn't get to today? Is there anything extra?
I think that's everything. Oh, along with us at the Subterranean show, the Victor Brown Band and Tortuga are also performing as well.
Awesome.
We're right in the middle. We're in the middle slot. So come on out, come dance, get weird with us. We're open to all sorts of wild eccentricities and let that energy flow.
Wow. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Smoo. This has been a wonderful time. I'm gonna keep playing your music today till I gotta go, because I really like it. And I think I'm gonna throw some other Ween songs in there too, just in case, huh?
Please
Um,
do.
yeah. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.
Oh, definitely. Well, I appreciate you having me on, and I look forward to meeting you at Subterranean.
Thank you so much.
Bye
See you
bye.
soon. See you soon. Bye.